Welcome back. I am Dr. Cool. In this very today video edition here, I'm going to be giving you guys exclusive information that you will never see anywhere in the world. That I'm the first guy. I am the first guy to ever bring this innovative idea out to share with you guys out there, be you in US, Europe, whichever part of the world, South Africa, or even Asian country. This is applicable, right? What am I talking about here? How to recover a refrigerant from a car without using a refrigerant equipment. Never using any refrigerant equipment. Is that even possible? A lot of you guys probably going to be saying that this is not feasible. But over the years, I have actually perfected my art of doing things in my own makeshift garage that is actually betting these ideas and brainstorming different kinds of solutions that I'm using to create a long-lasting solution for customers. And today, I decided I want to refine this very information I want to give you guys today, because I have actually taught you guys how to do this about 3 years ago, but a lot of people don't really get it. So today, I decided I want to do it differently. And why is it very important? I'm going to tell you guys why it's important, because a lot of mechanics in Africa, in even Asia, are used to gas flaring, that's refrigerant flaring, right, into the environment. And why people are talking about that is actually a very greenhouse gas that is very not good for the environment. In Africa, it's even worse. Now, I'm not even trying to do this because of the environment protection. No, sorry, all right? Sorry for a lot of you guys. I'm doing it because I want to assist you mechanic where you have a critical situation. The compressor in the system is bad. However, you want to recover the refrigerant without spending a dime. Is that possible? Yes, absolutely. Without having to spend around $600 to $1,000 or even $2,000 on refrigerant recovery machine. How is even that possible? Stay with me, because by the end of this very video, you are going to understand properly how to get this done by yourself without needing any refrigerant recovery machine. You're only going to be needing a very simple common tools that every car AC, DIY or mechanic uses. And what is that very tool there? Is a simple manifold gauge set is all you're going to be needing. Now on the other side, even if you don't have a simple manifold gauge set, I'm also going to give you option on how to without simple manifold gauge set. So I'm going to first teach you how to use with manifold gauge set, and I'm going to teach you how to recover the refrigerant without using any equipment, refrigerant recovery machine, using just another different tool. But it's not pricey. In fact, it's more less expensive compared to that of a manifold gauge set. So are you guys ready? Yes. Now the second reason why I'm doing this is not just only for you to get out the compressor. Your condenser could be bad, the AC system, one component could be bad, and if you're losing out the system circuitry, the AC refrigerant circuitry, such as the pipe here, or let's say the valve is bad, the core valve is bad, you want to remove it. So if you remove it, the refrigerant is going to fart away. Let's say the compressor is bad and you want to remove the compressor, but it has a refrigerant inside it. So how do you save that refrigerant? The goal is to save you that refrigerant that is inside that car, because some car can hold up to 1,000 grams. 1,000 grams of refrigerant is a whole lot of money, all right? So think about how to save 1,000 grams or even 600 grams from different car that you are working on. And you know the interesting part of this very video here, you are going to reuse it totally without loss, without any issue. Sounds too good to be true, right? Okay guys, now let's get in here. Like I said, the first thing I'm going to be needing here is a simple manifold gauge set. And if you have grabbed your manifold gauge set, let's dive in and get ready to save yourself a lot of money. You might share this video because a lot of you guys who likes DIY, this is your own time to shine, arise and shine, all right? Use this very cheat code here and you become a superhero in your neighborhood. Now let's go. What are you going to be needing in order to perform this very surgery or head transplant successfully? You're going to be needing 2 donors, all right? Don't worry, we're not going to slaughter them all before we do the head transplant. They're going to be alive. So what I mean 2 donors in here, we got a Mercedes on the left, and on the right, got a punch-out vibe. And this is a critical situation which we often find every day in most garages, and in some cases here, which is Honda Civic. Now here is the kicker. You might decide to have 1, 2, 3, 4 donors. It's all perfectly good. The main critical goal here is to recover the refrigerant and reuse it because most of the refrigerant which you can recover using the refrigerant recovery machine, you can't reuse some of them. You only send them for recycling, but this one, you are going to reuse it. Now let's go. So what are we going to be needing? Like I said, a manifold gate set, then we're going to be needing a donor, this switch. So now you want to head straight and get a 2 quick connect couplers like this. This is for the suction line. You want to get another suction line, quick connect coupler for suction line. You need 2 of them, and I'm going to explain later. So for this one here, you're going to go ahead and screw this one in, right? Let me go ahead and, okay, you've connected it, but you have not screwed it down. That is how it should be. That's using a manifold gate set. Now what you want to do, sorry, there is a mistake. The blue one has to go into the one which you want to use as the refrigerant recovery machine. So in this situation, what I'm trying to say here is I'm going to be using one of the donor as the refrigerant recovery machine. Just like when you want to perform a head transplant or kidney transplant, you're going to get a donor, the one you're going to take from, and the one you're going to give. That's exactly what is happening here. So we're doing a transplant. Yes. Are you thinking what I'm thinking, doctor? Okay, last. Now the blue line have to go over here, and this is where the magic trick comes. So which line should you use here? Red or blue? Red, blue, or yellow? You are not going to be using the red one, you're going to be using the yellow one. Then hook up your quick connect coupler for low suction pressure right here. Then go ahead and snap it right on this very one which you're going to be recovering the refrigerant from. Now, after doing that, you can go ahead and screw this one in. Screw this one all the way in so that the refrigerant can start feeding here. And when it feeds here, it come over here. You lock it up right here on the blue side, on the low suction side, and lock the high pressure side. And on this very one here, don't push this one in yet, don't screw it in yet. Just get it connected as you're supposed to, right? Yes, it's well connected. Make sure it's not fit right, that you can't get it out. Now don't connect it yet. Now here is where the magic happens. Once you have set it up like you said, like you're seeing it right now, don't start this very car, the very car which you're going to be recovering the refrigerant from. Don't start it. Why? It's very important. Why you don't want to start it is because we need the refrigerant to be in its stable position, not get hot or something of that nature. So at that, we're going to be experiencing a pressure around 100 to 120 static pressure readings here. I hope you guys are following, right? So, and here we can be able to see the gauge spike because the refrigerant is already feeding here, somewhere around here. So we are using here to control the amount of refrigerant that flows from this very car we're going to be recovering refrigerant from into this very one. Now, when you have fully tightened this one, screw this one in, and refrigerant is flowing into this very manifold gate set here, we gate it here. We use here to control it as a gate. This is where the magic happens. Now you're going to go ahead and screw this one all the way in so that it will be willing to accept refrigerant. But meanwhile, you should understand that this very car which you are trying to use to recover the refrigerant, there is no refrigerant inside this one here. There is no refrigerant. And here is the kicker. This one here might be having like 700 grams of refrigerant, and this one may be having, that's maximum quantity. Why this Mercedes is going to be having like 1,000 or 900 grams of refrigerant. So that's a very good balance. But you can use except if you're going to be using more cars. Be using a car that the maximum refrigerant is going to take is 700 to recover a system that have maximum refrigerant capacity can take like 1,200 or 1,500. No, it's not going to work. It means you're going to be needing 2 or even 3 donors to be able to recover that refrigerant successfully. I hope you guys get that, right? So, but in this very case here, we have a petrol. This car can take around 700 grams, which is very punch-up vibe. However, this can take a whole lot of 800 to 900 grams or even 1,000 grams. So in that, we're going to be getting a whole lot of 700 grams of refrigerant from this car that we're about to replace the compressor or the condenser into this one, and we're still having maybe like 200 grams left over that we're going to be adding more maybe from somewhere. Now, here is the sweet. Every refrigerant which you're going to be recovering from this very contact vibe here, into this very Mercedes is totally usable and in a very healthy state. Why? Because this very car already is working very well, and that is the main reason why I don't want you to connect from the high pressure side, because there is a lot of conflict that's going to be happening here if you are taking your quick connect couplers using your high pressure side quick connect couplers. You're going to be pulling not only refrigerant but the oil, and that is where there's going to be a problem. But from here you can only recover the refrigerant, pure refrigerant from here without starting this very car. Now go ahead and start up this very car and screw this one all the way in. Now you can come over here and gradually start opening this very one, turn it anti-clockwise, and right away this very car here is going to start recovering the refrigerant from this very car. Isn't that genius? Okay guys, I know a lot of you guys are not don't see this coming, but I want you to understand something, right? The world we live today is being governed by knowledge. You don't have to have a zillion laboratory in order to think up innovative ideas that change the game. And for a lot of you guys who have understand this very simple technique I've just taught in this very 13-minute video right now, currently, you are gonna be the hero in your neighborhood. Be you a DIY or a mechanic, you're not gonna be needing a refrigerant recovery machine anytime soon to recover any refrigerant from any car. And the sweet part, as soon as you on this very Mercedes here, turn on the AC compressor, the system is going to start recovering the refrigerant from this very point out vibe here, a clean one, into this very one, and instantly it should start working. The AC should start working as soon as the refrigerant, the pressure line somewhere. You're not going to be monitoring the pressure line, but if you want to monitor the pressure line, that's very interesting. You can go ahead and take this very one here and connect it to the high pressure side of this very system here, and the pressure, the amount of pressure on the head pressure you are getting from the Mercedes here is going to be reflected right here. Why this one here is a reflection of the amount of refrigerant going from this very car here into here, at the same time giving you the information, the suction pressure on this very Mercedes. Why this head pressure here will give you overall estimated pressures that is within inside the Mercedes system. And like I said, you have successfully get the whole game done by transferring, by successfully recovering the refrigerant from the Pontiac vibe to the Mercedes. You can do this with any car. You can do this with any car. However, don't forget, you don't want to recover refrigerant. Let's say that this one here, the Pontiac vibe is 2020 model that uses a R134a and you want to go ahead and start using 2010 Mercedes that is the system refrigerant configuration is R134a. No, you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that the two cars are having the same refrigerant compatibility, and in that there's not going to be any harm, like there's going to be zero harm. Now after recovering the refrigerant, like the Mercedes will start blowing cold, and this one here is not going to blow cold, and you're not going to mess up with any system here. You're going to go ahead and safely take out the compressor, replace the compressor or the condenser. After that, you can reverse engineer exactly what I just taught you here to get this same car to recover the refrigerant from this same Mercedes. And the sweet part there is you are losing absolutely nothing. You are simply taking the refrigerant from this one back to the Pontiac vibe again. This cycle can go on and on for any make and model without causing any single harm into the system. So guys, I know this has been very informative. You can share. Please don't subscribe to my channel if you are among seat fillers who want to subscribe. I already have about 300k subscribers who are useless to me, so please don't subscribe. If you are not really genuinely interested in being my supporter, or who don't like the kind of content I create, please don't subscribe. All right, so I'll see you guys. If you have any question, drop it in the comment section. I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now.